what is a gamer, right? Is a gamer someone that actually plays the games, or is a gamer someone that watches other people play the games, right? My opinion, again, to be classified as a quote unquote gamer, it doesn't really matter whether you play the games, whether you watch the games. If you love gaming, you're a gamer, right? It's just kind of that simple in my opinion. But again, I get the other side of the situation. But that just kind of like makes me bring up another question here. So recently, right, very recently, I started actually playing games. I never stopped for the longest time, like years. I would play like games on my phone, Clash of Clans, Brawl Stars, or whatever. I would play League of Legends here and there, Valorant here and there. Multiplayer based games, a lot of multiplayer based games. Honestly, for a long time, right? Like even multiplayer games right now, for the last couple of years, I've been very laid back where I would barely play. But back in the day, I'm talking like in high school especially, which was 17, 18, 19, around that time. No, not even that. Whoa. Wait. Yeah. 2017, 18, 19, around that time. Oh, no, not even that. I'm talking about like way before that. I'm talking 2013, 14, 15. No, but yeah, 14 and 16. Yeah, I was like, in my head, I was trying to do math to see what the years was when I was in high school. And you can tell it's late. But, yeah, 14, 15, 16, around that time. League and CSGO were kind of my two main things, right? I played every day, hours, nonstop. That was like when I was like peak multiplayer gaming. Other than that kind of generation era, whatever little mini run I had, I would only play Pokemon games, right? Like ROM hacks or any mainline series games that come out. I was always a Pokemon kid. My first ever game I got with the Game Boy Advanced. I had Emerald. After that, I got a DS. I got Diamond, Platinum, Heart Gold, Black, X, Sun. Like I got all the main series games since Gen 3 basically, or Generation 3. I played a lot of ROM hacks. I played a lot of games throughout. Like I'm talking ROM hacks. I'm talking like the old ones, like Light Platinum and shit, which came out like years ago, right? And newer ones, Radical Red and stuff. I play those too. For me, I don't know, Pokemon ROM hacks or Pokemon games in general. I was thinking, why is this like the one kind of gaming genre or series where I could just kind of play and never stop playing? Like any period of my life, it was always there. And I think I came to the main conclusion that the reason why I'm guessing I like these games is because they're so simple in the sense that you don't need to commit to them. You know what I mean? Because anytime I play the game, I could be like on the road. You know what I mean? Like I could be commuting somewhere. I could be watching TV. I could be watching a movie. I could be at a family function. And where like there's some downtime, I could just pick up and play on my phone. That's kind of the beauty of that, right? Like Pokemon, like again, story, it's there, but like you can just kind of read it and then keep it pushing, right? The main thing is obviously the battles and stuff. So you can just kind of play anywhere. You don't really have to commit. Whereas like story-based games, which again, I never ever really played any story-based games. I'm trying to think, like, even like way back, I'm talking like 2000s to like early 2010s, on my DS, on my Game Boy, the only games I would mainly really play, Pokemon and Mario. Those were kind of the only two. Never really Zelda. There's some games here and there that came out which I played, like Legendary Starfy, whatever that was. But again, it's a lot of platformers, not really story-based games. I never really played story-based games. And I was trying to think why. I think the reason is because, for me, I do not like to sit down and commit to gaming where I'm like complete locked in, engrossed in the story, engrossed in the world that the game is developing. Because, I don't know, I just never liked it. I liked watching, other people play those worlds because I get to see the gameplay, and I also get to see their reaction and their commentary, which makes it more interesting. And whenever else, any other gaming I do, I could watch YouTube, I could watch movies, I could watch TV while doing it. So I'm multitasking, right? And I think that kind of is where in my brain it kind of makes sense, where I'm someone who likes to watch YouTube, watch Twitch, watch movies, whatever. I can do that while playing Pokemon. I could do that while playing whatever game on my phone. I can't do that while playing Cyberpunk or while playing, Persona, or like by playing Final Fantasy. You know what I mean? Like, those games kind of demand your attention. Recently I played a game. This is a very short game. The only reason I played it was because it was short. It was called Beacon Pines, like a mystery game, whatever. Like, a little city, whatever, a little town. You try to figure out the mystery. The game was okay. I enjoyed it for what it was. Like, it was short. Kind of how I ended up playing it was like every night before bed, instead of like scrolling on an hour on TikTok, I would just kind of spend that hour playing the game, and then I finished it in a week, right? Like 5 days I finished it, hour a night. Yeah, about that time. But yeah, that was 5 hours. And near the end of that, I was even getting burnt out. So the idea of the idea of possibly playing a Persona, which is like 100 plus hours, or a Cyberpunk, which is like 50 hours minimum, or Witcher, which is 50 hours minimum, but can go up to even more than 100 hours if you do all the main side quests and everything, right? That seems crazy to me. And I don't know if I can ever commit to that. I want to try. I am playing Persona 5 on the Switch. I'm like 5 hours in. But again, this is going to sound blasphemous. I feel like a lot of people are going to get on my head for this. I play Persona while watching Twitch. I play Persona while watching YouTube. Right? Like whenever there's any dialogue or story, I'll just take the headphones off, listen to the Switch. Alright, once it's time to like do whatever, like work, tedious work, or like dungeon, whatever. Alright, headphones back in and I'll watch, right? And that works for me. It works. I feel like a lot of people will be like, okay, that's cool, but you're not really getting the full experience of Persona because you're not immersed, like you keep unimmersing yourself. Like if you're just kind of playing while doing something else, you're not really playing, you're just kind of running around. Which I see that, I get it, but I don't know, it works for me. And I guess if at the end of the day that's kind of what it takes for me to play, I get it. But also, I don't know, I feel like I need to make more of an effort, because I feel like maybe not Persona, because I feel like Persona is a lot. Well, maybe later, right? Like obviously I'm gonna be like 5 hours again into the game is crazy, because like that's the whole game I just played, Beacon Pines. But in terms of Persona, 5 hours in is just like that. You're still in the introduction phase, you know what I mean? Like you're still just getting started. But I feel like maybe like 30th, 40th, 50th hour, like shit is probably a lot less story and just like a bit more tedious. Like okay, spend a couple days doing whatever and then do the dungeon. At that time, I feel like it's okay for me to not pay as much attention to the story, because it probably isn't as much. But again, that's just an assumption. Maybe it could be story 0 to 100 throughout the whole game, and I need to immerse. And maybe I should try. Maybe I should put more of an effort. Maybe more, stop trying to multitask and stuff. But then it's like, I don't know. I love gaming. I love the idea of gaming. Specifically with like games like Persona and stuff. So I feel like Cyberpunk, Witcher, Persona, these are like longer RPG based stories, right? I feel like in terms of YouTube videos on those, where like if I want to just watch someone do a walkthrough, it won't hit the same, because it's gonna be too long. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not as much like, this is the punchline, this is like the main part, like it builds up to that, and then the build up to that is not going to be as entertaining, so the YouTubers or like whatever video I'm watching is not going to hit as much, whereas when you're playing, it actually hits a bit more, because even the more boring stuff that may be on video, when you're playing it, it won't be as boring. I don't know if that made sense to you. It made sense to me. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, if y'all even watched this video, if y'all liked it, drop a like, drop a comment, talk about whatever. I love interacting. Watch my previous video on Martin Mystery. If you don't know what that show is, watch a couple episodes and then watch that shit. Watch that video, because that's a good fucking show that no one fucking talks about. Super underrated, super good show. But yeah, man. I'm gonna see you at the next one. Easy. Good night. I don't know. That shit will stick eventually.